He died and was saved by Black-Clad entities, the shocking truth about the afterlife. Welcome, everyone. As your heart attack unfolds, picture yourself sprawled helpless on the floor. An overwhelming sense of dread courses through your veins, knowing that death's relentless grip is pulling you away. Let's not delve into the tedious journey to the hospital or the intricate web of treatments you received. Just know that the specter of death loomed ominously, casting its shadow over your very existence, a term so aptly fitting. Yet, a peculiar twist awaits. As you step across the threshold to the other side, fear starts to recede. The transition, remarkable in its painlessness, emancipates you from the physical vessel that once bound your essence. Now, imagine the scenario, an all-encompassing void, where darkness reigns supreme, its palpable presence magnifying your unease. Yet in this abyss, something malevolent slithers and scurries, a lurking force that keeps you on edge. One thought consumed my mind: they were searching for me. Terrified, I desperately sought the supposed light that should guide me. As I moved cautiously and quietly, I noticed a slightly brighter area in one direction. Yet, I sensed an intense hostility emanating from my right, deterring me from moving towards the light. Fearing that I might draw attention to myself with the light, I retreated into the darker recesses and remained still. As I lay there, I could hear the sinister movements and sounds of malevolence in the darkness. I was at a loss, uncertain about my next move. I realized that any movement would likely expose me to discovery given the activity around me. In my desperation, I uttered, "God, help me." Instantly, everything around me scattered in all directions, and that's when I felt it, an overwhelming sensation of perfect love and trust. This feeling was so powerful that it could be sensed from afar, and even at supersonic speeds, it would take half an hour to reach its magnitude. As it drew closer, its intensity grew until it completely engulfed me, enveloping me in an ecstasy so profound that words fail to describe it. It lifted me by my elbows above the darkness, and I was supported by two beings who felt as comforting as a mother's embrace to a newborn. I looked up at these benevolent beings, dressed in black gowns with reflective screens over their faces. They communicated with me through emotions and a kind of musical language that transcended words. Everything became clear. There was no need to learn, only to understand. We came to a stop before an indistinct object that defied my attempts to focus on it. One of the beings opened what appeared to be a massive tobacco sack made of soft suede leather. As it unfolded, we entered, and the sack sealed around us. They proceeded to impart an immense amount of knowledge through a radiant form of communication. The essence of their message was that this realm was mine to control. I could shape it and bring anything into it without limitations. The only rule was that once something was removed, it could never return. They then instructed me to visualize a place where I felt safe, and before my eyes it materialized. They inquired if anything felt amiss, and I noticed a couple of imperfections, which promptly transformed into perfection, like Mercury rearranging itself, before they departed. I began exploring my newfound world from the comfort of an oversized recliner, relishing the tranquility. Suddenly, they informed me that I had to return to the other world for a while. I objected, but they were determined to remove me from the pod, and we left. I tried to absorb the sights as we went, as they said it was okay for residents to do so. But what I saw was beyond words, and I couldn't capture it in my art later. Instead, they took me to a place where I could see my body through a dark veil before plunging me back into it. When I opened my eyes, I was back in my body in considerable pain. A doctor and nurse asked if I knew where I was. The doctor mentioned potential injuries like broken ribs and a dislocated shoulder. He explained I was connected to a balloon pump and my recovery might restore some memories and functions affected by oxygen deprivation. I saw swelling on my chest like a football under the skin on the right side. I felt discomfort, and when I tried to move my right arm, it hurt. Suddenly, I was back behind a mysterious curtain where love and truth were waiting. They asked why I came back so quickly and placed a chrome flashlight on my chest, which made me feel better. They wanted to know if I wanted anything else besides going back to my pod, as I like to call it. I said no, and they said it would be ready for me when I returned. And that concludes today's account. As always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Until the next video, please remember to stay safe and continue to be blessed.